The views, takes and opinions expressed on this show are of the host's own and do not represent the views, takes and opinions of PWPH Wrestling Network and its affiliates. Material and sources mentioned in this episode is for general and commentary purposes only. This episode might include strong language and may not be suitable for children. Listener discretion is advised. Stay safe and stay wrestle everyone. Welcome to the main event, Mark.
Yan. Check. So, welcome to your Unfiltered Tagalog Wrestling Podcast. This has been the Main Event Mark Podcast. So, originally, pinaramis ko sa inyo that it will be a mixed episode for Double or Nothing at saka dun sa pinag-usapan natin kanina about my takes on tribalism. So, I decided to do a separate episode or to separate it from this episode that we are doing right now. So, it can be separated from one another when it comes to the topics that we will talk about. So, in the result, we are also going to talk about AEW Fighter Fest. And also, we are going to talk about more of the things that we wanted to talk about when it comes to AEW and also in the process WWE. So, if you wish to follow the podcast on all of the social media platforms at Main Event Mark PW, please do so. Because we're doing a really good content. We're doing a really good job on providing commentary on this content. And I hope you can support us in everything what we do. So that's at Main Event Mark PW. You can also follow and support the show on Patreon, patreon.com/Main Event Mark PW. And yeah, I hope you can support the show and everything that we do, and everything what's best for business. So, yeah. Kaya nga sinabi ko, previous episode natin, nag-corrupt yung episode na yon ng yung AEW Double or Nothing. So I already recorded a 45 minutes of me reviewing Double or Nothing. So that corrupted. For some reason nag-corrupt na yung episode na yon. So hindi ko na mababalik yung kaya ko ibalik. But luckily, I recorded that episode, thing that we talked about, and now I will talk about the pay-per-view that we wanted to talk about. So first thing, let's start with the buy-in. We have Anna Jay and Hardy Cameron versus Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. So, kagaya ng sinabi ko do sa episode na yon, I think this is the impression na si Tony Khan ay aware na kailangan na nilang gumawa ng sariling tag team division. They are also taking advantage of the lacking of the tag team division in WWE. So, they are doing to take advantage of that. So, medyo fast forward tayo with Fighter Fest ng konti. So, I think they are still doing that. So, medyo obvious to me that they are on the direction on establishing the tag team division of AEW. They had this no disqualification dog shit match a week ago after of Double or Nothing. So that's a little bit out of hand. Sana di na maulit yung ganung pangyayari. Pero isa pang ayoko rin when it comes to this show, feeling ko it's getting out of hand din kung paano i-book yung women's division as a whole ng AEW, and I'm really disappointed on that alone. So parang it's getting out of hand, things are getting out of touch, Tony Khan is out of touch. So parang ang daming out of place when it comes to AEW. And for some reasons, if we talk about AEW, it's always been introduced also that we're emphasizing bad things about WWE. So with that said, so who won the match? The winners of the match are Hardy Cameron and Anna Jay. Hardy Cameron is over as Pac. Anna Jay is trying to catch on. Megan Bayne is such a really good wrestler. Penelope Ford, di ko alam kung ba't siya nandyan. I'm sorry, but we deserve better for Megan Bayne. siguro Penelope deserves more sorts of a training, no? So parang yun lang naman yun sa akin. Tapos parang bitin ako sa run na to ni Megan Payne. Siguro we need to see her more as a babyface rather than these runs, kasi hindi rin naman bagay na heel si Megan Payne. Siguro ang mas appropriate sa akin dito ay si Camille. Sa tingin ko lang naman. Camille is such a really good heel and babyface din siya in his own right or her own right. So ito, meron tayong 8-man tag team match. So it's Roppongi Vice and Crew versus Bandido or AR Fox and Los Titanes del Aire. This random tag match. I'm not gonna do a big commentary on this, pero Dave Meltzer loves to jerk on these wrestlers, don't siya? So it's kinda out of hand to me that they're protecting these guys. But AR Fox, Bandido, Commander, and Hologram defeated Rush, Andrade, Romero, and Trent Beretta. Eto na, Women's Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament. So Jamie Hayter lost to Mercedes Moné. She is the official winner of the tournament. She is also the TBS champion in this case. So she will now face Toni Storm at Double or Nothing or All In. Sorry, let me correct that. She will now face Toni Storm for the AEW Women's title at Double or Nothing. So she officially added that title to her waist para nag-ipon siya ng belts. Yes, the match was really good, but it doesn't mean that Mercedes Moné is such a really good wrestler to me. I don't really see Moné improving, pero this might be her biggest and best match in AEW so far. I think nalampasan niya na yung Full Gear. I think this was against Chris Statlander or I think it was Willow Nightingale. But regardless, both of these matches are really good in my opinion. So both of them are win-win to me. So it doesn't really matter. So, and I have my drink here just to guide me off. Then we have one out of few matches that I feel it's pointless. Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness versus FTR. So new and improved. More on lame and lame. But yeah, that was a really long match. But feeling ko walang direction masyado tong match na to. It's all on the commentary. In this case, Nigel McGuinness and Tony Schiavone. So, medyo sa kanila napunta yung attention. Si Garcia is out of place. So, can we throw him back to Ring of Honor, please? Okay. So, stretcher match. Mark Briscoe versus Ricochet. This is a fun match. I'm not gonna say this is a really good match. It's a fun match. Really good, fun match to me. Itong part na to, medyo natatawa ko ng konti. Pero, yun lang talaga yung appropriate dito sa match na to because that was really good. And it really also makes sense that they let Ricochet win this match because wala rin naman pagtutunguhan if actually if binigay nila ito kay Mark Briscoe. It doesn't mean or it doesn't invalidate Mark Briscoe. It just happens na I don't really see any sense for him to win. Then, we have another pointless match on the card. This can be a collation match, to be honest with you. So, it's the AEW World Tag Team Titles match. So, it's Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara versus the Hurt Business. So, that's the Son of Texas. Ito is yung pang match na I think it would be better if nasa collation sila. Medyo magulo rin yung booking niya. Magulo yung booking niya, magulo rin yung booking sa stable na to. Yes, MJF already joined the stable. Medyo out of hand yung pagbubook nila dito sa stable na to. So, out of hand din yung booking. nitong match na to as a whole. So I'm not gonna pretend that it's actually a really good match. That's a bad match, to be honest. It should be a collision match. Sa totoo lang. Ito. So, Kazuchika Okada versus Speedball Mike Bailey. It's a Continental title match. For me, this match was okay lang. Ending lang yung medyo na patayo ako. That was a one-sided match, very obvious. Parang a little bit too long. We are trying to get along about this match pero we could not take too long. Parang we are actually trying kasi na ba tawag dito? We are trying to set a finish. However, it fails a lot. Kaya parang hindi ko rin ma-figure out kung ano ba yung may sense when it comes to this booking. And then, tong crowd na to na notice natin when it comes to this match, parang recording issue na siya na out of place talaga yung mga segments or matches na to ni Okada. And it's also out of place in the whole of out of context na. Sobrang, ganun na naman yung mga setup na mga finish. No surprise there. Okay. AEW Women's Championship match. So, that's Toni Storm versus Mina Shirakawa. So, it's obviously a friendly battle that we have. So, in my opinion, mas malinis na yung character ni Mina ngayon, and we are mainly focusing now on her wrestling rather than her Becky character, and I love that. So, that's a plus to me. Then, medyo convinced naman ako on how she won the belt compared on her performance with Mariah May, now with WWE. We'll talk about that momentarily. And Megan Bayne. I think this is more better. Kasi parang na-expose siya ng mas maganda, nakapag-wrestle siya ng mas maganda. And I think that was a really good match as a whole, no? Then, we have this thing. So, parang na-set up din natin siya na si Mina Shirakawa, 3 beses na siya natalo sa mga title matches. So, parang ang weird din na mag-appear sila in a smaller program. So, parang nag-umpisa na rin yung pagiging aggressive ni Mina din. And then, we have also here the ascension between Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné na wala naman direction, wala rin sense. So, yeah, that should be the case there. So, safe to say that this match will actually lead us to Moné or Mercedes Moné eventually winning the title at All In London, basically. Double natin tuloy. Then, we have the Crash in the Arena. Crash the Arena. Sorry, I didn't like this match. If you like this match, good for you. But if you think this match was a 5-star match, then magpasilip na po kayo, no? So, this match, this another AEW versus a heel stable. So, that's the case there. This is a trash match. Let's say it as it is. It's a brawl. I'm not saying it's a match, but it's a brawl. Is this what it is? It's a fucking brawl. I really love how chaotic this match is, pero I don't like that it's being focused on that direction because it's getting out of hand to see that this type of match is being used same as what we do in Hell in a Cell, like what we do in War Games. Masyado tayong na double standards with how we apply the same context that we have when it comes to these stipulations. And sobrang unfair naman na hindi natin i-judge si War Games with that same thing or si Anarchy in the Arena with that same concept. So, ang gusto ko lang naman i-point out dito, I think medyo nagiging overused na din or nagiging overused na din tong War Games or tong Anarchy in the Arena in this case. So, ito yung parang sinasabi natin before na nangyayari na lang tong mga ganitong War Games match for the sake of having War Games match. So ganito rin yung nangyayari kay Anarchy in the Arena. So we are just being code that we have this Anarchy in the Arena. So basically, we have to fight inside the arena. So it doesn't mean that it really makes sense, but I don't think it makes sense at all, no? So parang ang logic lang naman kasi ng iba dito sa inyo is parang hindi ako masyadong convinced on how it's getting booked, no? Or hindi rin ako masyadong masold when it comes to this booking, no? If this type of booking is really try to make you sold, then AEW might be a different company for you. Kasi it's just inappropriate, no? It's just inappropriate, it's just stupid as fuck. It's just out of place. So parang out of touch siya. So kung sasabihin mo lang talaga na masyado kang double standards in your own idea, masyado mo na rin nilalagay yung sarili mo in a different perspective that you actually don't know. Parang ideya na lang ito na okay, this is really a new thing to me now, na we're just gonna explain things, or we're just going to tell ano ba yung gusto natin iparating, or ano ba yung gusto natin ibigay as a specific context when it comes to Anarchy in the Arena. But doesn't mean that we need to validate this type of opinions. So parang it's more on out of touch idea, pero it's getting out of hand also, that we really have to talk about kung paano ba natin uunawain yung mga bagay na ayaw na natin unawain. Lalo't parang this is getting out of touch, this is getting out of context, this is getting, ewan ko ba, parang ayaw na natin pag-usapan kasi ayaw mo ma-question. Ito yung mga ganito, isa sa mga rason nito kaya maraming play safe sa scene na ito, at marami din play safe when it comes to the AEW booking. Kaya nagiging out of touch yung booking ng company na to when it comes on how we need to understand how the booking should go. So paano nga ba natin dapat questionin yung AEW booking if we are just going to base it on a different manner? But going back, Anarchy in the Arena, like what I mentioned, it can be relatable to what WWE is currently doing. So I'm just going to say this as it is. This is just a disaster that's waiting to happen. Spots that you really seen before or last year, nothing new. Nothing new, nothing less. Parang walang bago. We're just waiting for spots. We're just waiting shit. Parang ganon, no? Ganon lang yung inaabangan natin when it comes to this match. Yun lang yun. Nothing more, nothing less. And sobrang kalat talaga ng match ito. If you really like it, that might be the that might be the best thing for you. But also parang wala Death Riders is dead. Death Riders is dead in general, dead on arrival since 7 months ago. Then we have also here the next match, the trios match between the Paragon and the Don Callis family. Another match that it can be booked on a Collision or Dynamite na okay naman siya para sa akin, pero I don't really think it's still necessary to book this match on this big tight show. And finally, the main event, Will Ospreay versus Hangman Page. So in this match, in my honest opinion, tong match na to is such a really good match. Parang ang naalala ko lang dito, the storytelling was there. They wanted to build a story between Hangman, Swerve, and Osprey. Osprey is leaning to a turn for sure. But we could not say if these three will actually reunite themselves to combat the Death Riders and to combat Jon Moxley from his title and eventually to him to win the AEW World title. So that's what needs to happen. If you really wanted to see Jon Moxley winning the title again or to retain the title again, we need to see something new. If you don't want to see this guy actually introducing something new to us, then I don't really think it really makes sense to me na i-point out pa natin yung mga ganun, no? Let's do a breakdown on the match para lang magkalaman tayo sa score ko. So, let's start with the Monet match. Monet defeated Jamie Hayter. That's the Owen Hart Foundation finals match for the women. So that's 4.5 stars for Dave Meltzer. Give me 1 second. Yeah. 4.5 stars for Dave Meltzer. I'm going to give it 4. Mabait pa ako dun. Tag team match. FTR defeated Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness. I think I'm going to give this 2. 2. Sorry, 2. 2 lang talaga to. Ricochet defeated Mark Briscoe. 4.5 stars ito. I'm gonna give it 4. Really good. Earth Syndicate, Son of Texas match. It's enough. 2.5. Kazuchika Okada defeated Mike Bailey. I think it deserves 3. Tony Storm defeated Mina Shirakawa. 3. The Anarchy in the Arena, I think in my honest opinion, it should be 3. Then, sorry, I would say it's 3 lang. Then yung 6-man tag, 3 din. The main event is 5. Yun lang. Yun na yung rating ko. Let's continue na with our next show, which is the Dynamite Fighter Fest. So, parang matatakal na rin natin dito yung nangyari previously. So, we have here Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland. So, they basically made the match that was made official for next week sa Portland. I think that was a really good match in my opinion. And then, yeah, that was a really wild thing to do. Tapos parang we got a setup for Mystico appearing for Grand Slam and also at Summer Blockbuster. Then we have Jon Moxley versus Mark Briscoe. This match, okay lang. Not gonna say it is a really good match. Then we have a tag match between Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa versus Julia Hart and Sky Blue. So, ito, sa akin, parang they're just building up Mercedes Moné for her win sa All In. Sorry. Yun lang talaga yung dating ko dito. They're just building that. Then, MJF, again, challenge Mystico for a match at Grand Slam Mexico. So, that was set for 2 weeks from now. And then, ito, parang intriguing option siya to prove the point para makasali siya sa Hurt Syndicate or to prove himself to the Hurt Syndicate. He is proving himself that he should be the main guy in the Hurt Syndicate. So, I think it really makes sense. We have also a match between Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, and Commander. They beaten Rush, the Realistico, and the Beast Mortos. Then we have another challenge, the 5-minute challenge between Max Custer and Powerhouse Subs. He's not trying anymore. And then the 4-way International Championship 4-way. So Kenny Omega obviously retained the title over Mascada Dorada. then Brody King and Claudio Castagnoli. Then we have here the setup between Kazuchika Okada and Kenny Omega. So that was made official that they're going to have, ano ba tawag dito? They're going to have a match at All in Texas. So that was made official. That was official for All in Texas. So yan lang. I really love the Take Flight team ni Kenny Omega. Sorry about that. So parang main event na siya ng Dynamite. So that's the second hour of Fyter Fest. Then we have here Tony Schiavone announcing that all of the gold will be all the line at All in Texas. Then we have Will Ospreay versus Leo Rush. Then we have a face-off between Will Ospreay and Hangman Page. Then parang umaayaw pa din si Hangman na dito. Ayaw pa rin ni Hangman na magpatulong kay Swerve Strickland. So okay. That should be the case. Then FTR versus Atlantis Jr. and Templario. Who is these people? I'm not sure. But FTR turning heel so far is a little bit to me. So I don't really think that matters to me. Then we have the Don Callis family, Proto, Shita, and Hechicero versus the Outrunners and Bandido. So that was really good. And then Hechicero is the best in the world. That was rebuilt by Don Callis. Then we have Ty Melo returning. I think that was really good. However, kagaya nga ng sinasabi ko, parang ano bang tawag dito? Parang feeling ko out of place talaga yung booking ng AEW sa women's division nila. Siguro dahil lang din talaga kay Mercedes Moné. Kaya naging out of place yung mga women sa AEW. Then we have Nick Wayne versus Sammy Guevara versus Lee Johnson versus AR Fox. So that's the retain for the title. And then we have here the Toxic Spider Tekla versus Lady Prost. I'm really impressed with Tekla. I really love her. Then we have here Tekla establishing herself to the AEW fans and to the American fans. And then we have here the Paragon and Daniel Garcia beating the Don Callis family. Sobrang out of place talaga nito ng Daniel Garcia. Sobrang out of place talaga nito. Ayun. So, mas gusto ko yung first hour ng Dynamite, if you will agree with me. So, yeah. That should be it for now on this week's AEW programming. We will talk about WWE more on that later on our next episodes. As promised, we're now going to do a predictions also for WWE Money in the Bank. Wait lang. SmackDown Bleacher Reports. So yeah, gagawa na rin tayo ng predictions for this year's Money in the Bank. So para dire-diretso na tayo. And mag-enjoy na lang tayo this weekend. And then NXT. Pag-usapan na rin natin yung mga shocking changes na nangyayari previously on NXT. So, with that said, so we will talk about WWE on our next episode of the podcast. And again, I hope you can enjoy the rest of our show this week as we talk about all of these things, more of that here on the Main Event Mark podcast. So with that said, this is Angelo Pinera from the Main Event Mark. Follow the podcast on all the social media platforms at Main Event Mark PW. And again, stay safe and stay rest. So, see you on the next episode of the pod. Bye for now.